Hello students, let's start with the new topic, that is oscillation. See, throughout the walkthrough of physics of this class, you have studied about various types of motion. For example, if we consider a bus moving in a straight line, then it is undergoing a rectilinear motion, right? But if an object is thrown from the window, the object is going to follow a parabolic path and hence it will be considered under projectile motion. So there are n number of motions which you have already studied throughout the class. But these type of motions are non-repetitive, right? Because these motions do not repeat themselves, because they have to be made under some circumstances so that they will be able to repeat. But anyhow, these type of motions are non-repetitive in nature, and that is why these are called non-repetitive motion. But there are some sort of motions which you already know, which repeat themselves after a regular interval of time. For example, let's say the revolution of Earth about Sun, the motion of planets about in their orbits about Sun, the motion of Moon about Earth in a fixed orbit. So these type of motions always repeat themselves after a regular interval of time. So these type of motions will be regarded as periodic motion. So how do we define a periodic motion? Periodic motion is that type of motion in which the motion of an object is repeated after a regular interval of time, right? So what would be non-periodic motion? Those type of motions which are not repeated after a regular interval of time. Consider this example. There is a child who is playing on the stairs and he is climbing on the stair and is coming back, climbing on the stair and is coming back. See, the motion in this case is repetitive, and if he is doing or he is performing that motion after a regular interval of time, so that will be regarded under periodic motion. Consider the motion of a pendulum. The pendulum, if I pull it by some distance, let it be arbitrary position, it will keep its motion to and fro about mean position. So these type of motions are called oscillatory motions. So what are oscillatory motion? Oscillatory motions are those motions which are repeated after regular interval of time, but they are always centered towards a mean position. The motion is always performed towards a mean position. So we have studied about two different type of motion right now. One is periodic and another one is oscillatory. So what is the difference or similarity between these two type of motions? All oscillatory motions can be periodic in nature, but all periodic motions cannot be oscillatory in motion, because oscillatory motions have to have a fixed thing, which is what? The oscillatory motion is performed towards or about a mean position, and the motion is repeated after regular interval of time. Whereas this property is not present in periodic motion. Periodic motion do happens, for example, rotation of Earth, it do happens after a regular interval of time, but this type of nature of motion is not to and fro, right? But oscillatory motion is to and fro. So that is the key difference between periodic and oscillatory, that is, oscillatory motions can be periodic in nature, but all periodic motions cannot be oscillatory in nature.